I'm a nostalgic person, and I've been nostalgic for as long as I can remember. Now, the thing about nostalgia is it can hit you out of absolutely nowhere. I was sitting there watching TV the other night, scrolling through YouTube, and I saw a video of Hoobastank, and they were doing a live version of their song, The Reason. Now, I remember when The Reason came out, I was about 13 years old or so, and there's something about music that brings you right back to that moment, that place in time. And I was just sitting there watching this video, and they were cutting back to the original video, back to them playing now, and back and forth, and you could see aging. You could see the guys when they were young, and now you can see them older, 17 years later, and you could just see the effect that time has had on them. And it got me thinking about time itself. And in some ways, 17 years ago feels like an eternity ago. But in other ways, it feels like it was just yesterday. And in the past 17 years, a lot has happened in my life. I got my pilot's license, I transferred, I got my bachelor's degree. Then I became a charter pilot, and then I became an airline pilot. I met, dated, proposed, and got married to the woman of my dreams. I've moved 6 times, been to 6 different countries, traveled to 48 different states. I mean, I've done a lot in that time, but the question that was scratching in the back of my mind is, what's next? What do the next 17 years have in store for me? What career choices will we have made? Would we have taken the risks that we wanted to take, or would we have played it safe? Will I have lived a life worth writing a book about? And if a book was written, would I want to reread certain chapters of my life? The reality is our lives are fleeting. We're here today, gone tomorrow. You know, the scriptures talk about our life just being a mist. As I was sitting there watching that video, it really kind of hit me that there were things, even within the past like 3 or 5 years, I wanted to do that I haven't done yet. And I was sitting there, and accountability hit. Why haven't you done that? And of course I had a million excuses. Oh, well, the timing wasn't right, or the finances weren't right. But the reality was, years, way longer than I wanted to pass, has passed. And I still haven't done what I wanted to do. You know, I graduated college 6 years ago, and back then I was curious about YouTube and starting a YouTube channel, but I never did it. I had ideas and plans, but I never acted on them. And this channel is a product of me just saying, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna do it because I've wanted to do this for a long time. Let me do it. And maybe we don't feel like we have direction in life. I know I certainly have felt that way, but let me give you a hint. If you've wanted to do something for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and you still wanna do it, that's a good place to start. Another thing I do is I make beats. I made my first beat on my computer in 2009, 11 years ago. And since then, I've made little progress, especially when you consider 11 years passing by. And I still want to do that. I still want to make progress. So that's an area where, you know what, let me invest some time, effort, finances, and explore that avenue. And now is the time where I can take inventory and say, hey, what are some bucket list items I want to do that I've wanted to do for a long time and that are still wants and desires now? Some of them are little, some of them are magnificently huge, but I can start putting plans into action. What about you? What are some things that you've been sitting on? Some wants and desires that have been there for years, maybe even decades, that you haven't taken that leap of faith and started? What are they? Comment below. I'd love to hear what they are, and I'll share some of mine. I want to continue to make music and beats and progress in that craft. I want to make these videos and get better at this craft. And I want to get a dog. I know it's kind of random, but hey, I want to have a dog. So that's what I'm focusing on. Nostalgia is a very powerful thing for me, and it's motivated me to say, hey, you know what is the next 5, 10 years going to hold in store for me? And I hope they're big things. And what about for you? I hope they're great big things as well. So thank you so much for watching, and let's get to it.